Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to talk to you about a story of a session that I had with a wonderful, wonderful older gentleman. He was such a nice man, and he just wanted to know what he had to look forward to in his life. And we started to dive into his session. And I kept seeing numbers around him, and he says, "Oh, well, I'm a retired accountant." And we both chuckled, we just started to laugh. And as we started getting into the reading, I saw a woman that he was involved with, and my head started to hurt. And I said, this woman had problems with her head, her mind. He goes, "My wife." Oh, I said, "I'm sorry, did she have dementia?" And he said, "She did for 10 years. And I said, "I'm really sorry." He goes, he said, "I loved her, and I fell out of love with her. But I stood up to the plate, and I cared for her till the day that she passed, because this is the kind of man that I was." And I just was listening when he said that. And I thought, I don't know if I buy that, but I thought, okay, I didn't say anything. And as he was talking, he just said, "I was just so tired, and it's very, very hard to care for a person with dementia, and that it goes on for years." I believe that. I don't think it was easy one bit. Then all of a sudden, she stepped forward, and she had the most biggest smile on her face. She was younger, her hair looked beautiful, and I told him, her hair, her makeup, she's just beautiful. He goes, "Oh my God, she was a stickler for her hair." He says, "Really?" He goes, "What is she saying? Is she really looking good?" I go, "She is. She's got her mind intact. Spiritually, how she's coming through, she's perfect." And I said, "She just wants you to know how indebted she was, because you never gave up on her and you never failed her." And he just looked at me. I said, "Because believe it or not, as much as people are in their own little bubble with dementia or Alzheimer's, sometimes I do think that they have glitches of understanding, maybe even if it's for just a minute." So she just wanted to say how much she loved him, how much she cherished their time together, but how indebted she was to him. She told him it was okay to go be happy. And his eyes watered, and he took a Kleenex and he goes, "Wow." He goes, "I didn't expect this today with you." I go, "I'm sorry. I never know what I'm going to get either. It's just as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. But I have to channel what she's saying, because I owe her for you to hear this message." And he goes, "Oh no, it's a beautiful message, but I didn't expect it." And I turned around and I looked at him and I said, "I just want to say something. You said that you fell out of love with her. I don't think you did. I think you fell out of love of the situation that you were dealt with, and you had every reason to. But the love that you carry for this woman, it's down deep inside you, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't have teared up." And he just looked at me, didn't know what to say. "And it's okay," I said. "But I don't ever think you fell out of love with her. I think it was just so hard after 10 years that the situation you had enough with." So for all of you that are going through something similar, and you are the caregiver, when they pass, please remind yourself of who they once were before the disease, whatever disease that they're going through. Remind yourself of that. That is what you need to hold on to when they pass. Not all the things that they turned into that they had no control of, because truly the disease took over. That wasn't who they were. So just hearing this man and telling me that he fell out of love with her, and all I thought was, I don't know about that, but I thought, oh, okay, I don't have any real proof yet. We'll see what comes through. And when his beautiful wife came through, and she was the woman that he once fell in love with, came through. How she looked, how she acted, how she beamed, just everything. And how she had just good intentions for her husband, but gratitude. And for him knowing that she knew was priceless. So it gives you hope. It gives you something to hold on to. You don't give up, but don't ever forget who they were. You hold on to that and it'll keep you going, and it really will, as hard and as dark as the times can be sometimes. So I just wanted to share the psychic story because it was a beautiful story. I so enjoyed this man, and I so enjoyed the story that came through from his late wife. And I wanted to pass it along for all of you that are going through what you're going through and caring for your loved ones. So I hope this helped. Keep the faith. Subscribe to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Follow me. More stories to come. And I truly wish you strength every day and blessings. All right, you take care. Bye-bye.